Hi, everybody. I'm back in the car. I watched those videos I did yesterday, those vlogs. I almost deleted them, uh, but that would have been silly. So I left them, but I hated them. I really like filming in my car. I feel more comfortable. It's quieter. It's better acoustics, whatever. So let's get to it. Courage to Change, January 5th. I was terribly confused about the meaning of compassion when I came to Al-Anon. I thought it meant making excuses for the alcoholic or covering bad checks. Al-Anon helped me to find another word for this behavior: enabling. I learned that when I cleaned up the consequences of alcoholic behavior, I enabled the alcoholic to continue drinking comfortably and acting out without having to pay the price. A more compassionate way to respond to those I love might be to allow them to face the consequences of their action, even when it will cause them pain. I'm going to read that again. A more compassionate way to respond to those I love. Boy, that's really a more compassionate way. Sorry, my mind is just racing. A more compassionate way to respond to those I love might be to allow them to face the consequences of their action, even when it will cause them pain. That is hard. How do I know whether a particular action is enabling? While this is not always clear, I find it helpful to look carefully at my motives. Am I trying to interfere with the natural consequences of a loved one's choice? Am I trying to do for someone what they could be doing for themselves? Am I doing what I think is best for me? Do I resent what I'm doing? If so, is it really a loving choice? Sometimes the most compassionate thing I can do is let others take responsibility for their behavior. Today's reminder. Today I will remember that I have choices, and so does the alcoholic. I will make the best choices I can and allow others in my life to do the same without interference. Very difficult. Boy, the sun's in my eyes now. I can't see. This is very difficult. How can I get a better? There we go. You know, someone once asked me, with the person in my life that I'm just absolutely powerless, I love more than anything, and I'm so powerless over, right? Someone asked me, I'm going to do this so the sun's out of my face. Someone asked me, Karen, what if you were dead? How would she get along? And I said, well, she wouldn't. And they said, yes, she would. She might even do better. You are in the way. You're all this helping. You are loving her to death. Oh, my God. You know, what would happen if I wasn't here? She'd figure out something. She's very smart. My person that I love, my motivator, I call them. I don't call them qualifiers. I call them motivators. My motivator is not suffering from drugs and alcohol, but it's the same situation. And I believe that Al-Anon and Nar-Anon is for people. People think it's got to do with just alcoholism. It doesn't. It has to do with any relationship, anything going on in your life where you are completely powerless and you are miserable about it. Okay? So I tell people all the time, you know, because I'm walking through this. I've walked through it. I have experience in it. The most loving thing you can do for someone is to leave them alone. Now, I'm not talking about someone that's begging you for help. That you point them in the direction of help, you get them help, whatever. But if you have someone in your life who's not behaving the way you think they are, or their quality of life could be better than it is, even if they're not doing anything wrong, right? You think that you know best for this person. First thing, you don't. I've learned that the hard way. I don't know what anyone should be doing. I have got to mind my own business and stay in my own hula hoop. I don't know if someone's ready to get sober. I don't know if somebody is doing their sobriety right or wrong, right? I don't know if someone's happy or not just because they're not doing their life the way I'm doing my life. I have got to drop the expectations and leave people alone. Love and tolerance. That's what I do. You can love someone and you can be supportive without enabling them. So I love these questions. Oh my God, these are powerful questions. Let's read them again together. How do I know when a particular action is enabling? It's not always clear. That's why going to Al-Anon or Nar-Anon is so helpful, to have a group of people. Sometimes once you even say your idea out loud, I'm going to pay his rent this month, in your head it makes sense, because he just got a job and he's really trying and blah, 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 blah. It all makes sense in your head, but you go to a meeting and you say it out loud and it comes out of your mouth, right? And you hear it and you go, oh my God, that's a terrible idea, right? Or everybody's look on their face, I thought she quit paying his rent. You know what I mean? So it's real important to have a group of people around to play interference on this thinking that you have, that you're right. Okay? But I love this. There's some questions here. Am I trying to interfere with the natural consequences of a loved one's choice? Always. I don't want them to feel pain. I don't want them to suffer. Am I trying to do someone what they can do for themselves? Yes, I do that a lot. I overdo and then I get resentful because I'm doing everything. Sound familiar? Am I trying to do something for someone that they could do for themselves? All the time makes me feel better about myself. I'm one of those people that think they can do everything. And then I get resentful and I become a victim. It's a nice pattern. It's a pretty pattern. At least I know I'm working on it. Am I doing what I think is best for me? This one's tricky because I always think I'm doing it for the other person. But, interesting. Do I resent what I'm doing? Right there. I say I'll help. I take over. I jump in. I want to run the show, and as soon as I do, I get resentful. How come I have to do everything? Jesus Christ, do you think somebody else could do something, right? I do that. I set that up. I set it up, and I don't even know I'm setting it up. And then I'm the victim, right? Is it really a loving choice? Well, I always think it's loving because I don't know any better. You know what I mean? But now that I know better, I have to do better. Now that I understand, I can't continue that kind of behavior. It is not loving. It's very self-serving for me to do that, to think I know everything and what people should be doing. So I need to learn to leave people alone. So this is a tough one. And there's a freedom in it, though. Let me tell you, as soon as you realize, it's like when I lost this job, I didn't lose it like I got fired. They sold the business and I was done, and I thought, how will this place, they sold it, right? So I'm done there. Well, it's never going to make it. That's what I thought. Without me there to run the show, it's not going to be the same business, the same company. You know what? They did very well. They did really good. Right? People don't, once you realize that people do fine without you, that's a whole nother video, right? Oh my God. Wait till you figure out people actually do better when you leave them alone. That's a shocker, right? There's a deflation of ego there that has to happen, right? I have to realize I am not God. I had to find a God to help me with my life, and then I have to let other people have their own gods, right? I'm not their God. I have to back up. How would the world get along if I wasn't in it? Probably pretty good. So why don't I just enjoy my own life? Why don't I look after myself and try to help make my world a better place instead of trying to change yours? Have a great day. Bye, guys.